What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well out there. Hope everyone is feeling blessed, good spirits, good energy, all that type stuff. But I'm only gonna be here for a few minutes. I had a couple things that I wanted to share on here today while I was at work. I got a phone call for one of my buddies of mine. Someone I've been known for like 5 or 6 years. But remind you, I haven't really talked to him probably at least over a year to a year and a half. But he called me out of the blue today. And when he called me, I'm like, "What up, bro?" He's like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Man, could you pray for me?" And at that point, I knew something was going on. But, I didn't want to pressure him because, sometimes when people go through stuff, people really don't want you to know what they're going through. Sometimes they just want to vent. Sometimes they just want to talk. Sometimes they just want a prayer. So at that point, immediately I started praying. So, I started praying, at that second, whatever. So, after our prayer we had, he just started crying. And, at today's world, people, say man ain't supposed to cry, man ain't supposed to show emotions, man ain't supposed to show, no type of, whatever, we supposed to be strong, stuff like that. So when he just started crying out to me, it really did something in my spirit. I mean, he had this cry where, that cry where you just know somebody's really hurt, whatever. He had that cry. So I was like, "Hey, bro, you all right? You need to talk. What's going on, man? Is there anything I can do to help you, whatever?" And at that point, he's like, "Man, I don't know if I can keep going on with life and stuff like that. I just want to, off myself and blah 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 blah." And I'm just like, "Nah, man. I have a guy. He's able. So at that point, like I said, I still didn't really, pressure him to see what's going on. Because at that point, I really don't even care what's going on. I just want him to be all right. So I started praying to God, deep down in my soul. He didn't know I was praying, but I was praying. So, after a few minutes went by, he just started crying even more. And I was like, "Dude, what's going on, man? You all right?" Then he was like, "Man, like, I'm going through a lot, man. I just don't want to live. I just want to kill myself and stuff like that." And he's like, "I just found out my girlfriend of 6, 7 years, she's been cheating on me." And he's like, "I don't know if I can get through this." I was like, "Bro, man, just bro, stay strong, man." He's like, "What should I do, man? What should I do? I just don't know what to do, man. I don't think I can do this." He's like, "What should I do?" I was like, "Man, the first thing you should do, first of all, you should pray about it. And after you pray about it, give it a few days, and don't contact her. Don't go to the house because first of all, you got to cool down because you don't want to act out of anger. Go up there, go to the house and do something stupid, whatever. So give it a couple of days. After a couple of days, you go to the house. You pack all your stuff, and you want to immediately block her. Be done with it. Because if somebody going to cheat on you, if somebody going to disrespect you, somebody want to put hurt on you, they're not for you. So immediately be done with it. Pack your stuff, be done, block her, be done with it. He's like, "Man, I don't know if I can do that. I love her, man. I love her, this and that." I was like, "Bro, if somebody's willing going to do that stuff to you, they don't love you, man. They don't value you. They don't respect you. And you don't need to be with nobody that's not going to respect you. You need to be done with it." So at that point, he said, he was going to do that. I left it alone. We talked a little bit, whatever. And when we hung up the phone. But when we hung up the phone, man, it was just still on my heart. It just still on my mind. I just couldn't let it go because he was a good guy, man. Like, he worked hard. He did what he could do for his family. He was a good provider. He was a religious person. And just to see something like a good guy like that go through something, it really did something to my spirit, whatever. So I just started thinking, more about relationships. And I was thinking, like, in the relationships, what do people why do people do what they do? Like, if they got somebody good in they life, in their corner and stuff like that, why do they do what they do? Then it got me thinking about my grandfather and my grandma. They was together for 30 years plus. And, nowadays, just like, the breakups are really high, divorces are really high, whatever. And he's just like, what is causing this problem right now in society? Then I started thinking, and I think one of the issues that we have in society right now is communication. People don't know how to communicate nowadays. People, when they start communicating, it turns into like an argument, turns to a fight, turns into stuff like that. So, after, you try to communicate and it turns to that, then you get left to a point where you're just like, nah, I'm not going to deal with this. But you could have avoided all that stuff if you just kept the communication open. So then when the communication get closed, then you start trying to venture out, start whatever you're doing, start talking to this person, talking to that person, start doing this, or start doing that, whatever. Then